to, why not? Nothing in the book about only, if necessary.
Good. I like force. Keeps people have a reason.
Explain things.
No fuss, no muss.
But what are you doing?
Silence!
I love it.
Me too. Makes me all tingly inside. Silence!
You can't just come in here.
Why not?
It's 4 in the morning.
When else did you expect us to come?
Noon.
We're here to help.
We're on your side.
You won't be afraid anymore.
Not with us controlling.
Protecting
Right, protecting you.
From what?
from the monster under the bed, of course.
We assumed you knew that.
We'll be just a minute.
So go back to sleep.
I wasn't sleeping.
Gone before you know it.
But I don't...
We crush people's dreams all the time. I'm gonna enjoy this way too much.
Hey, we have a job to do.
But...
How do you get to Carnegie Hall?
So go back to sleep.
Practice.
Wait!
Prepare for entrapment scenario B12.
What's that one again?
Lots of beating and stomping.
You can't do this. Stop it.
Stand back.
This is gonna get messy.
Down.
Come out wherever you are.
Down. Stop it.
Oh.
No. Down. No, you can't hurt him.
What are you, some kind of monster lover?
No, that's not it.
Sympathize.
No, it's a...
You're one of those.
Even like you make me sick. Now stand aside. I didn't come all the way out here to be deprived of good monster bashing.
No, you can't. It's like a memo.
A memo. You some kind of secretary?
No.
Oh, that's
Not a memo. A reminder. That's it. A reminder that every day we're afraid. Every day there is a monster under the bed. But yet we get through. You can't run from it or hide from it. You can't beat it senseless and then drag it out bound and gagged. You need to embrace it. Show it love and nurture. You can't have dreams out of little fears, right?
That's deep.
Dreams and fear.
Together.
That's deep.
Like Bonnie and Clyde.
Jekyll and Hyde.
Yin and Yang.
Chocolate. And marshmallow. I think.
So, saying you don't need us.
I got it from here.
I'm about to, give up when I hear this other voice. He's barely on a different band from the preacher, so I have to get the dial just right, which is kind of hard when you have 2 slashed wrists, but I finally get it. He's like my age.
Is anybody out there? No. This is Frankie, 4 a.m. And if you're awake and alive, let me know. I got a great show for you this morning and every morning, so tune in and let's begin.
I start to listen. And he's doing all these jokes that are kind of funny and kind of not. And interviews with imaginary celebrities. And he's doing all the voices, and you can tell he's not entirely good at all of them. But he's so much better than you. He's always doing commercials. And he does one for your knives. And he hates them too. At the end, it's so great. He says, "Thank you for making such crappy knives." Well, he's making fun of you. But I think you get that. And I'm listening, and I'm wondering, what's he going to do tomorrow? And how does he know about your knives? And does he take call-ins? There's a phone number, but I don't know if it works. Maybe I could call in and be on a radio show that nobody listens to, but it'd still be kind of awesome. If the number doesn't work, there must be some kind of way to get in touch with him. Radio people like a tribe, someone will know. But every minute I listen, it just makes 4 a.m. in my life a little easier to take. So I guess this is kind of a thank you note. Because if her knives actually worked, I never would have met Frankie. So thank you. Thank you for making such crappy knives.
whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or take phone against a sea of troubles, dialing, ending it.
Or ending us.
I'll text.
I'll text.
This is Frankie, your 4 a.m. spark, your 4 a.m. fire, roving the night like a vampire. But the sun's coming up soon, so it's time to retire and wait for that next magic boom. Don't you worry, I'll be back to inspire again tomorrow morning, pre-dawning with you once more. Until then, my friends, hold on, stay strong, 'cause come what may, you can make it through the day. And when the light is gone, the fight goes on. And once again I'll say, is anybody out there? I know someday somebody will answer back. Until then, I'm gonna keep the faith. I'm gonna keep this train on track. This is Frankie saying, I know you're out there. Sweet fears and sweet dreams.
What would you think if I sang out a tune? Would you stand up?
A story is possibly the world's most powerful force, affecting people at their very core. If someone can create a story, if someone can weave one from the thread of life,
they can change the world. And that's why we're here. We're here to tell the story that not only changed our lives, but the world's.
we start you off at an appropriate place. Beginning.
On September 3rd, 1973, a blue dragonfly capable of flapping 70 times per minute landed on St. Vincent Street in Montmartre, Paris. It was promptly crushed by an oncoming car.
On a restaurant terrace down the street, the wind lifted a tablecloth, causing 2 wine glasses to dance magically unseen.
Meanwhile, on a 5th floor flat on Avenue Trudaine, Eugene Collier returned from his best friend's funeral. With a heavy heart, he erased that friend's number from his address book.
Within the same breath, the sperm belonging to Ralph Poulain dashed for the egg of his wife, Charlotte.
Nine months later, I was born. My name is Amelia Poulain, and this is how I change the world one person at a time.
Amelia's father, a doctor, had tight lips.
And an even tighter heart.
I hate public restrooms, open-toed shoes, and clingy bathing trunks. Even so, my greatest enjoyment is emptying out my toolbox, cleaning it out, putting everything back once more. Amelia's mother, a schoolmistress, and my wife always had shaky nerves. She disliked puckered fingers, over-friendly strangers, and the mark a pillow leaves on your face in the morning. Her greatest enjoyment was emptying out her handbag, cleaning it out, and putting everything back once more.
When Amelia was only 6, she just wanted her father to touch her like all little girls do, but he only ever touched her at her monthly checkup. The thrill of this contact caused her tiny heart to beat like a drum. As a result, he thought she had a heart defect.
Because of this cold misunderstanding, Amelia was homeschooled by her mother, Charlotte, who scolded even her smallest mistakes. Deprived of playmates and living between an iceberg and a neurotic, Amelia's imagination became a sacred retreat. In this world, vinyl records were made the same way as pancakes, and the neighbor's comatose wife had chosen to get all of her sleep in one go.
Amelia did have one friend, though. Her fish, Blubber. But his home environment made him suicidal. One day, Blubber jumped from his bowl onto the hard tiles below. Amelia lost her only friend.
Death soon grasped its next victim. Once, Charlotte brought Amelia with her to Notre Dame to pray for a baby brother. But upon leaving the church, instead of sending forth a child, heaven sent forth a tourist from Quebec, intent on ending her life. From the rooftop she jumped, landing on Charlotte, who died instantly.
After her mother's death, Amelia lived alone with her father, whose unsociable tendencies increased. He became obsessed with building a small shrine for his wife's ashes in his garden. Days, months, and years passed. In a world so dead, Amelia preferred to dream. At age 23, she left home, hoping to find a future in the unknown world.
I now work at the Two Windmills, a cafe on Montmartre. I live quietly among coworkers and regulars.
I am the owner of the cafe, Suzanne. I limp, but I will never spill my drinks. I used to be a circus performer, and I enjoy watching athletes who cry when they lose. But watching men humiliate themselves in front of their sons is awful.
I am the tobacconist Georgette. People call me a hypochondriac, but you can never be too safe, right? I work here at the Two Windmills with Amelia, and my name is Gina. My grandmother was an osteopathic healer, and the sound of cracking knuckles is the best.
I am Ippolito, and this is my friend, Jean-Pierre. We're authors.
Who are you kidding? You aren't authors. You scribble stories that mean nothing.
You can at least give us a chance.
Oh yeah? And how many of your so-called stories have been published? That's what I thought. I'm Joseph, by the way, and I'm Gina's lover.
No, you are Gina's ex-lover, and you always spy on me, as if I don't notice.
Well, at least I have my bubble wrap while spying. The popping relaxes me.
Thank you. My name's Patricia, and I work as a flight attendant. Amelia watches my cat whenever I'm away. I adore the sound of the cat's porcelain bowl against my adobe tiles. I think the cat likes the sound too. I obviously love visiting the world, and I owe a favor or two to Amelia.
I've started to enjoy the smaller things in life, although I personally believe that my childhood left a permanent scar across my heart. But still, on Friday nights, when I go to the cinema, I love looking behind me during the films. The light from the screen just illuminates the faces. I also like noticing the small details in movies that nobody else sees.
It might be obvious that Amelia doesn't have a boyfriend.
That's kind of harsh.
Well, it's the truth. A few times she's tried, but no success.
Instead of craving sexual desires, Amelia seeks other sensual tastes, dipping her hands through sacks of grain, cracking a creme brulee with a teaspoon, and skipping stones. She still seeks solitude and always asks questions about the world she sees around her.
It's currently August 31st, 1997 at 4 a.m. Finally, the start of our story. One death leads to the beginning of Amelia's life.
Lady Diana, Princess of Wales, died in a car crash with her companion, Dodi Al-Fayed.
In this moment, Amelia became like the rest of the world. Shocked. Lady Diana, the greatest force of good in the world, is dead.
She will never gracefully wave again, smile gently, or flash her brilliant eyes. Amelia is crushed. She drops her bottle, which smashes to the floor, revealing that one of her floorboards is loose.
I then lifted that board up, and what I found underneath changed my life. It was this small box and nothing more. Only Howard Carter would know how I felt. I found King Tut's tomb. This treasure was so incredibly ordinary, which really made it that much more extraordinary. And judging by the dust and the design on the box, I would say it was hidden about 40 years ago in the 1950s.
In this moment, Amelia hatches a brilliant plan. She'll bring the box back to its original owner, and if she's so touched, some void would be filled inside of both of them.
If she wasn't touched, then that was that.
The girl from the 5th floor. Good morning. I never see much of you. Hi. Would you know of a girl who lived in my flat during the 50s? A girl. Oh, a girl! Please, come in. Would you like whiskey? Oh, no, thank you. Please, sit. I've known so many girls. They're cute until they discover lipstick and heels. I've known so many girls so long ago. When did you move here? Oh, in 1974. I'm sure you've heard the story. No, sorry. Well, I'm amazed. My husband, Adrian, worked for an insurance company. It was no secret that he slept with his secretary. She wore lipstick, she wore heels. They used every hotel around, but not the cheap ones. The whore would only spread her legs on silk. Together, they stole money from this company, a little at once, a few million at the next. Off they flew to Panama. On January 20th, 1970, my doorbell rang. A message has been sent for me. Your husband has been killed in a car crash. My life stopped there. I will read you some of his letters. I really should get going. Please sit. You can spare 5 minutes. He wrote me these letters when he was in the army, long before he ever met his secretary. Dear Maddie, that's me, Madeline. I can't sleep. I can't eat, knowing that my only reason to live is far away in Paris, and I won't see her until next Friday when my sweet weasel appears at that train station wearing that green dress, the one you believe is too transparent. I was his reason to live. Did anyone ever write to you like that? No, I'm nobody's sweet weasel. Well, my full name is Madeline Wells. Madeline like Mary Magdalene, she wept, right? And Wells like well of water. I was destined to cry. I was born to cry. Eva is the one Adam slept with. Eva, like Eve from the Bible, she tempted Adam. And Eva tempted my Adrian. He took the bait. As for your question, ask Pognon the grocer. He's lived here all his life. I'm sure he'll find your little girl. Thank you.
The abusive Mr. Collignon is the next person.
The abusive? Oh, we agreed that I was to introduce Collignon.
You were late, so I had to take over. We have a responsibility here.
Oh, I am perfectly aware of what we need to do. The grocer Collignon is the next part of Amelia's quest. He is rude and unkind and has very few who actually enjoy his presence.
Amelia! I have a dozen apples. The usual, eh?
Yes, thank you. Would you know of a girl who lived in my apartment during the 50s? Do you know her name?
You got me there. In 1950, I was 2. The mental age of a cretin. It's like someone else I know.
That cretin that Collignon sneakily references is his employee, Lucien. He's not a genius, but Amelia likes him. She admires the way he caresses each fruit like a precious glass ornament.
Look at him, as if he's cradling a baby bird. Don't even ask him for grain. He'll be here until Monday. Hey, get her the order. She hasn't got all day. But your mystery, my child, I may know her. If she lived in that same exact apartment when she was a teenager, then I believe her name was, Dominique Redeto.
Dominique?
Shut up! Get back to work! Yes, Dominique Redeto.
Would you give me your address?
If you want to meet Dominique Redeto, have to take a prayer. Dominique says she got hit by a truck a few years after I first met her as a child. At least that's what my parents told me. For some reason, I get this eerie feeling that her ghost will come and haunt me, but whatever. Hey, did you get the order yet? You are so slow!
wears her charming smile, she's crushed. Dominique Breda will never retrieve her childhood. Death has already reached her.
Amelia goes to her father in hope that he may shed some light in her time of darkness.
Father, why don't you use your retirement to actually do something?
What exactly?
Travel. You've never been away. You ought to see the world, honestly.
When we were young, Amelia, your mother and I longed to travel, but we couldn't because of your heart.
Yes, I know.
So now it's just now, my cozy home in this cozy town.
Dad, what is that? A new friend, perhaps?
No, it's a gnome, a G-N-O-M-E gnome. Your mother always hated him, but I've enjoyed his spirit, so I kept him in the garage. You know, they really should make up their differences. I got it. He'll grow on the shrine in the garden.
Dad, what would you do if you found some childhood memories? I mean, would they make you happy, or sad, or perhaps nostalgic?
Snow wasn't from my childhood. It was a gift, and I retired.
No, I mean if you had stored away some secrets, something personal.
Mother always hated this gnome, Amelia. You know, if I am going to put him in the garden, I probably should varnish him for autumn. It would be a shame if he rusted.
But, Dad, what if you died before you could ever see those memories again? Like, you know there are some memories just out of your reach, but you just can't grasp them. You want to remember, but you can't. Wouldn't that be awful? And what if someone even tried to help you and they didn't succeed? I think they'd feel pretty bad, too.
If my gnome rusts, Amelia, you don't have to feel bad, too. But traveling, wouldn't that be great? Maybe one day I will.
Yes, Father, of course.
So Amelia's father didn't shed any light on the subject. Poor Amelia. She comes home deeply thinking about the loss of Dominique Breda.
Breda! Did you just say Dominique Breda?
Yes, but how do
Who
you
was
see...
looking for her?
Amelia Poulin. She works at the Two Windmills. She was heading back to her apartment right now, but how can you see me?
Hush! My girl, are you the one looking for Dominique Breda?
What? Well, yes. Yes, I am.
Oh, you look like you used some wine. Come in.
Across the alley.
Genevieve, he just saw me.
What?
He saw me.
No, that's impossible.
I'm telling you, he just saw me.
Ippolito, I don't have time for your games. We'll talk later. Amelia lives with one who the locals call the Glass Man. He was born with bones more brittle than crystal. All of his furniture is padded and a handshake could crush his fingers. He has stayed inside for years. Amelia has spied him painting once or twice, but they've never officially met, even though he lives right across the hall.
You know, I've lived here for quite a while, but I've never actually met you.
Because I never come out. I have no reason to leave. They are all rascals out there, and they call me the Glass Man. But my name is Raymond Dufayel.
I'm...
Amelia Poulin. Yes. A waitress at the Two Windmills, I know.
Why did you ask if I was looking for Dominique Breda?
Because I know her.
Oh. Well, I don't want to have to be the one to tell you this, but, I'm afraid Dominique has died.
Dominique is not dead. Who told you such a lie?
Colin Young, the grocer. He said Dominique died as a young woman.
Colin Young. Colin Young. You put your faith in that creature who abused that poor employee of his. Oh, I can see them from my window. And I can tell you that he is not nice for man. Forbid yourself from trusting him. But you're Dominique, though. She's alive. She's alive and she's well.
How do you know that?
Why don't you just call her for yourself? This is the number she gave me once she left your apartment. Call her or find a time. Just do what you must.
Thank you. You know, I really like your painting.
Really? It's a Renoir. It's called Lunch at a Boating Party. I've painted it for years. I think the hardest feature to capture is their eyes.
I'm just convinced that they changed their moods on purpose.
They look happy.
Well, they better be happy. They're eating rabbits, and the kids are eating waffles and sweet jam. But look at this one. The girl with the water glass. She's in the middle of everything, and her mind is elsewhere. I could never play basketball.
Perhaps she's different.
Yes, perhaps. Perhaps she never played with kids when she was younger. She had to play only with her imagination.
Right. Well, thank you for this number. I mean, it was nice meeting you, Raphael. I need to go.
Please come back anytime that you would like. I'm not going anywhere.
Dominique Bredito has a ritual every Sunday. After drinking some strong whiskey, she heads to the local market.
She buys a chicken and bakes it with potatoes. After eating the wings, she cleans them perfectly, leaving no meat left behind.
But today she won't buy a chicken.
She receives a call at 1 a.m. The strange voice tells her to meet outside the 2 windmills at 12 noon. She is hypnotized and agrees to the strange meeting.
Are you the one who called me? Who are you and what do you want? If you want money, I don't have any. I'm poor.
She remembers everything. The box refreshes her soul. A welcome rain at twilight after a stifling hot afternoon. She can remember the time she watched the Tour de France in her grandmother's kitchen. She can